Oh, we're live? Yeah, we're live. All right. So, we're watching the showcase of Resident Evil Village. I've actually been looking forward to this game for a while. I know I'm not really a person that plays, the horror games or all that stuff, but for some reason, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, I make the exception for. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I grew up with it. Maybe my aunt is the one that got me into it because like I've watched the movies. I played the original games on PS1. It's just I've been invested in the franchise for a very long time, so I'm ready for this, and I want to see what it looks like. Because dude, the little snippets that we've seen at the Game Awards looked amazing. Or I think it was the Game Awards. I'd be wrong, but we got 5 seconds left. Rated RP. Dude, I got some like Resident Evil 1 vibes with the mansion, and also like a combo of like Resident Evil 1 and 7.
And welcome to our Resident Evil showcase. I'm your host, Brittany Brombacher, here to give you a closer look into what Capcom has coming up for the Resident Evil franchise.
I want to make sure you guys can hear it.
Off with some brand new content and an exclusive first look at Resident Evil Village gameplay that you do not want to miss. So, without further ado, let's get started.
I'm definitely getting Resident Evil 1 and 7 combination vibes here. Just like the way the layout it is, very close quarters, claustrophobic, like, and also like the horror of 7.
Think positively, all right? We talked about this.
Is that the girl from 7?
We hardly talk about anything else.
Castlevale heralds danger. The bell tolls for us all. They're coming again.
Now, let's see if we can turn this up a little bit.
I regret to inform you that Ethan Winters has escaped that fool Heisenberg. Because he is in my castle and has already proven too much for my daughters to handle. When I find him... No, Mother Miranda. Yes, of course, I understand the importance of the ceremony. I won't let you down.
Okay, so apparently Ethan is going to be a bigger part of the story, because like he was first introduced in 7, and I also know that Chris is coming back.
Please tell me, what the hell is going on here?
No. The place is full of nothing but blood and death.
Oh my god.
Well, Ethan Winters. There you are.
Hold on, before I talk, I just want to make sure I'm not talking over anything.
Let's see what you're really made of. Ethan Winters.
I honestly don't know who the last guy was.
But I still have so many questions. Like, when can I pre-order this thing? Perhaps producer Pete Fabiano has some answers for us. Let's see what he has to say.
Hey everyone, I'm Pete Fabiano, producer on Resident Evil Village. When we first announced Resident Evil Village back in June, we only mentioned PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC. I'm happy to announce we've been working hard to bring the survival horror experience onto current generation consoles as well.
I don't know how that's gonna work. We've seen how Cyberpunk went.
PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, day and date with next gen. The PS4 version can be upgraded for free to the digital PS5 version.
Okay.
And the Xbox One version gives you free access to the game on Xbox Series X through smart delivery.
I like that.
Also my pleasure to tell you exactly when you can get your hands on the game.
Right now.
Resident Evil Village will be available worldwide on May 7th, 2021, with pre-orders kicking off today.
That's actually an interesting art style.
Alongside the standard edition, we
Or
have a few other options for the game. First,
image art.
we have the Digital Deluxe Edition, available on all platforms.
They got the
Players
save
will be able
device.
to heighten their survival horror experience with extra content, including in-game items that call back to Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. There's also a collector's edition.
Dude, Chris looks weird in
that
this one.
includes all the deluxe edition content, as well as a striking figure of Chris Redfield, a steelbook case, poster, and art book. And for those of you who haven't played the previous entry, we have the Resident Evil Village and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard bundle. This lets you get your hands on the award-winning RE7 while you wait for Resident Evil Village. Pre-order any of these editions, and you'll be able to get your hands on both the Mr. Raccoon weapon accessory and their survival resource pack, which will offer additional support during the first few hours of gameplay. Finally, digital pre-orders from the PlayStation Store will receive an exclusive Resident Evil Village mini soundtrack.
All right, I've been waiting for this.
Can I, if I pause it, can I like continue playing? Because I want to talk, but I don't want to talk over them.
Look at Resident Evil Village gameplay. Alongside this first look, we have Pete Fabiano back to offer some.
I guess I could talk over the gameplay because you're just watching it. You're not really listening to any dialogue.
Now we're here to give you an exclusive first look at Resident Evil Village gameplay. Just like in Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, you'll be taking control of Ethan Winters. You'll make your way from the village to the castle. Players will need to get in and search for their kidnapped daughter. As you've noticed by now, Resident
Oh,
Evil
so it's a
Village
daughter
is
this
the
time.
first
There was a
person
wife,
shooter.
now it's a daughter. Good. I
You
feel bad for this guy.
players into the
His
detailed
family's
world
just
of the
disappearing. Dude, I could tell I'm gonna get scared from this game already. I wonder if this game is gonna be VR,
details come to life here.
VR accessible, because just the way it looks like you could play this game in VR. Like that's how good it looks, and that's like the way the walls are. Not sure if I'm explaining correctly, but just it has a VR looking style to
Art
it.
design to technology. Everything ties in great and creates some beautiful visuals.
I wish I was able to come up with like a better descriptor for that, but like
Now
VR games usually have these kind of like physics and looks to it.
a warm welcome's not really what's in store for Ethan.
Ooh, ah!
Man blood.
She hot, but she terrifying. Dude, that's gotta hurt.
Now, let's take a look at him. Well, Ethan Winters.
Something really is wrong with me. I'm attracted to the crazy ones.
You did games, did you? Let's see how special you are.
Shifting gears.
Oh, I can hear the audio, dude. The audio sounds so good, but it's terrifying. I can hear like something being dragged.
It's not just about shooting. Guarding will also be an important part of the game. Each type of enemy has their own distinct way of fighting, so you'll need to change.
That's
your
a big
strategy
boy.
to defeat them. Everyone knows what to do with red barrels, right? Some of you will remember.
Dude, that audio is terrifying. It's so accurate, and it kind of gives you an idea of where they're coming from. Because like even as this trailer, I could hear the dragging of the sword like on the right side of my headset, and I knew that something was gonna come.
Also an assortment of weapons to find.
I can't. I just know that when I play the game, that's gonna terrify me. I'm gonna be like, I hear something. I don't want to go. I don't want to check that corner.
waiting for you, Mr. Winters.
How do you know my name?
Anyone has heard of the likes of you.
The merchant makes a return. This time he's known as the Duke.
And
He'll
he's
be going in
changed
to
his
buy and
appearance.
sell weapons, amongst other things. The director wanted to give him a unique look, and you'll often find him in different situations each time you encounter him. He's an interesting fella.
I wonder why they changed the merchant to being the greedy, like, big guy instead of, like, the cloaked-hooded figure from 4.
Smash away with your trusty knife. There's plenty of items to find in your travel.
Yeah. The way the physics look is exactly like how a VR game plays. And I wish I was able to, like, describe it better to, like, make it sound good, but, like, just look at the way it shatters, like, the pieces, the way everything else is just, you know, how do I say this? Rendered. It just looks like a VR game, so I have a feeling Resident Evil Village is playable in VR.
Let me string you up, slice your jugular, and just watch.
Oh, Jesus. I got scared from the door. I thought the door was a person. I'm not even playing the game. I swear to God, I thought I seen a face in the door.
Well, that's one way to end the video. Now that we've shown you what's in store for Resident Evil Village, let's take a look at the exclusive PlayStation 5 demo.
I wish I had the PlayStation 5, man. I would love to play the demo. Aiden. Of course they put you in a freaking dungeon, man. I hated Outlast for this. I hated Outlast of going down in the basement because it terrified me the most, being in an asylum and a basement.
Unlike the
Two
action,
creepy
this
places.
doesn't feature combat or even blocking.
Oh, so it's like Silent Hill PT, or whatever it was.
We're hoping to have players get a real feel for the visuals and audio as they take the maiden on her journey to find a way out of the castle. And you can download the exclusive demo on
Today.
PlayStation 5 today. Of
Usually they
course,
do announcements like
we
that and it
want
works.
as many people as possible to get a chance to play. So we'll have a separate new demo available on all platforms, ready for sometime this spring.
Okay, I'm predicting like a March,
This marks the 25th anniversary
March
of
or
the Resident
April
Evil
for that.
franchise, with the very first game releasing in Japan back on March 22nd, 1996.
March 22nd is probably when they're gonna release the
Series has
second demo.
expanded well beyond the realm of video games. From toys and board games to CG movies to live-action Hollywood films, Resident Evil has become a cultural icon. Resident Evil continues to offer surprises around every corner, so let's pass it along to producer Tsuyoshi Kanda to hear more about what you can expect in 2021.
I feel like the fact that they acknowledged it is like almost like a hint towards March 22nd being the second demo.
Until later next week. But I want to use this chance to reveal more details. With the 25th anniversary of Resident Evil coming on March 22nd, we are excited to celebrate this milestone with our fans. Last September, we showed off a piece of key art showcasing some of Resident Evil's iconic characters to start the celebration. Now, I'm happy to announce what was behind that. Let's take a look.
Is this a Walking Dead or not a Walking Dead Telltale thing? This almost looks like a Telltale game. Reverse. Oh, it's a MP game. This is stupid. This is gonna fail. I hate to say it, just the looks of it. Unless if it's a mobile game, I can see this being successful if it's a mobile game. Other than that, I have a feeling that's gonna fail. And I hate to be that guy, but it just doesn't look like it's gonna work unless if it's a mobile game.
Reverse is one of the ways we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the franchise, showcasing so many of the characters that fans love. It'll be available for free to anyone who purchases Resident Evil Village, so be sure to follow the Resident Evil social channels for the latest news. And check out the official website for even more details.
I need to see more because like just the way it looked, the way it played, I just can't see it doing well, man.
Congratulations to the Resident Evil
Look too
team on
clunky.
their 25th anniversary. We can't wait to get our hands on our reverse.
I think it's a cool idea. Don't get me wrong. I actually think having like a Evolve. I'm not sure if you guys played the game Evolve, but like having like 4 players versus like a giant mutated zombie would be kind of cool for Resident Evil. But this is more of like a multiplayer, and I would like to see more before I really judge it. But for some reason, just right now, it's not getting me. Oh my god. See, it's funny, when they showed that, I was thinking about Division. This is hilarious. The dude from RE2. Leon Kennedy. I think that's cool that they're doing like a collaboration with the Division. That's one of the games that actually could do a nice collaboration just with like the environment and the way things work. Okay, this makes me happy. So I was talking to people before how I always wanted a Resident Evil movie again that was in 3D CGI instead of what's it called, live action. I just think it plays better in CG. I wasn't reading what he said. I know he said Netflix, but did he say a date? I'm going to have to go back and check that out.
Keep an eye on the Resident Evil social channels and official website, which will be sharing everything from today's show. As a quick reminder, Resident Evil Village is available for pre-order starting today for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, and Steam for PC. And don't forget, PlayStation 5 owners get a sneak peek through downloadable content available worldwide starting today. It has been an absolute honor to celebrate the amazing Resident Evil leading up to its 25th anniversary with all of you across the globe. I'm your host, Brittany Brombacher, and thank you so much.
I feel like that's the finished product for that multiplayer reverse. I mean, it's free, so I guess I can't really like judge the game because it is technically free, even though it is tied to RE Village. So like, it's a free add-on, but it's not really free unless you buy RE Village. Is this it? Okay, so going back to what I want to talk about. Have you played Cold War? I have played Cold War. So what I want to talk about is, let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can. Where's the zombies? Where is the zombies? Okay, so what I want to talk about is that, so the cover art shows, I want to say Chris, but I could be wrong. Chris and a wolf, right? So I'm definitely getting werewolf vibes. And when we go into this village or the castle, these creatures no longer look like T-virus zombies. They look like vampires. So how do we go from the Umbrella Corporation to T-virus being zombies, mutated zombies, from Resident Evil 1 to Raccoon City, still with Raccoon City in 3, and then moving to Africa with the plants? Like, did we somehow evolve it from a virus to being now a vampiric thing? Like, how does this work? And also the fact that Resident Evil kind of revolved around like characters like Leon, Chris, Claire, Jill. I'm trying to think if there's multiple others. Obviously Wesker, but I think he's dead now unless he came back somehow. But it was funny how it was revolved around those characters. And now, since Resident Evil 7, Ethan seems to be the main guy, and everybody else like a supporting character. And I feel bad for that guy, because first it was his wife in that other place, and now it's his daughter in this castle. But it's just weird how they like changed the theme from like zombies to more of like a vampire horror game. We're back. All right. But yeah, it's interesting watching the gameplay, because obviously with the castle I get Resident Evil 1 vibes just because of the close quarteredness. But then also with like the horror of like the sound and just the way everything looks, like, you don't really have like the action like RE2 to RE6 has, but you're more of like a survival situation where you do have a gun, but your goal is to like block and get around and get past. That's really what it is. So it's funny how they combined Resident Evil 1, 7, and obviously 4 for the village part. With obviously brought back, the merchants and all that, which I think is cool. It's just interesting how they're combining 3 different games. And I have a feeling that depending on how they blend it in, which it looks like it blends in pretty well, it's going to be probably one of the best Resident Evil games that has come out. Because, like, Resident Evil 1 is a favorite to a lot of people just because obviously it started the franchise. Plus, the puzzle solving, to go to like certain rooms and all that stuff, like the back and forth, get this item, go that place to unlock this door, and then once you unlock that door, you can go to another place that you previously had to further progress. I think we're gonna get that with the mansion, and I think the gameplay from Resident Evil 4 is gonna definitely take place in the village, especially with that big guy. I can't really remember what the chainsaw dude was in 4 and 5, what their names were, but that guy is back somewhat by this sledgehammer dude. And obviously they got that like Outlast Resident Evil 7, horror where you're just like in the dark, you're hearing sounds, and then everybody's like up in your face scaring you. So I am interested to see how this is gonna play out. So what did they say? May 27th is the release date, right? Kind of see where they say it at. Also, I want to know who the heck this guy is. Was he in Resident Evil 7? Because I honestly, out of all the Resident Evil games, 7 was the one I kind of played half of. I'm not sure if I finished it, but I don't remember much of it. All I remember is just Ethan. I know the family. Then I also know his wife, and then Chris comes in at the end. That's all I really remember of Resident Evil 7. But who the heck is this guy? Because I don't remember him in any other game. Like, I just don't remember him at all, and I'm trying to figure out who this guy is. Let's see. When was the release date again? But yeah, these girls over here remind me of vampires. So I wonder if we are gonna get like a vampire werewolf fight later on, because they did show a werewolf in one of the I'm not sure if you want to call it cover art, concept art, whatever it was, but the guy had it behind his thing, and obviously you've seen a couple references of coffins, so sounds like a vampire to me. When does this come out again? But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this game. It's just, I don't know how well it's going to play on PS4 and the original Xbox. I feel like they've optimized it for the next generation consoles, and I don't know how that's going to play out for current gen or previous gen, because I hate to say it, Cyberpunk kind of hurt, backwards, what's it called? Backwards importing of games. Like, it doesn't seem like it works, because obviously you're just squishing everything down and you just get a lot of bugs and graphical errors. Hold on. Let's see. Did they say anything about when this is coming out? Let me look at Twitter real quick. They announced when the game's coming out. Obviously, they announced when the game's coming out, but I forgot the date. I wish it was like oh, there we go. May 7th, 2021. But see, here's a werewolf one. That looks like Chris, right? Like, it looks like the new model of Chris. So I wonder if he's gonna get like werewolf powers. This is where my whole like werewolf versus vampire things come from, because the girls look like vampires, like the way they, dissipate with the bats or whatever you want to call it. And then this right here further confirms my theory. Let's see what else. Well, at least I know what the date is, May 7th. I knew it was May, couldn't remember the exact date, but May 7th is when it comes out. I have a feeling that the second demo for whatever the other platforms was going to come out March 22nd. I do want to see how Reverse plays out. I have a feeling that it's going to fail, but I want to be optimistic and give it a try. But I also do like the fact that they're pairing up with Division to give them custom outfits. All right, well, I'm trying to pull up videos, but I don't think YouTube's gonna have them for like another like 15 minutes. So at least we got to see a trailer. Like I said, I think the trailer looks cool. I'm definitely interested, especially since they're blending in 3 different Resident Evil games in one. I am somewhat disappointed that it went from a virus turning people into zombies, with the Umbrella Corporation, to now this whole vampire versus werewolf look. But I'm willing to give it a pass as long as it scares me and the story is good, because I'll be real with you, 7 kind of lost me, but it was also good enough where it didn't like destroy the franchise for me. But the survival horror aspect was definitely a interesting choice, especially since the way Resident Evil 4 through 6 made it more of like an action shooter game. So it's gonna be nice to see this blend. I think they're gonna do well with it. I'm probably gonna be picking it up because, like I said, I've been a fan of the Resident Evil series for a very long time, and I wish I was able to see where Infinite Darkness is for the Twitter, because I actually really want to see the movie. I've been looking for another Resident Evil movie for a long time. Not the live action, don't get me wrong. I like the live action, but they don't really hold up and they cut a lot of things out, which I feel bad for. If you've never seen the Resident Evil live action, watch it. It had a lot of potential. First one was actually pretty good. Second one was okay. Extinction was okay. But then going on afterwards, like, they built up to some like great potential cinematic moments, and then maybe, I don't know, maybe it was budget, maybe they didn't have enough time to build in the CG, but they just kept it leaving you on massive cliffhangers that looked like it was going to be really cool, massive, and epic, and then just completely threw it all away. But I want to see how Infinite Darkness is. I don't know when it's coming out, though. I know it's on Netflix, and I hope it comes out relatively soon, because I think that'd be a nice little, teaser to get you hyped up for Resident Evil Village. I have a feeling that both of them are going to go hand in hand. Infinite Darkness and Village. I feel like that's going to be like a Village, or Infinite Darkness can be like one little part side story that leads into it to give you a little bit more backstory to Village, or opposite. So yeah, I'm excited. I want to know what you guys feel about that. But that's the end of Resident Evil, I guess. Maybe whenever there's more details on Reverse or Infinite Darkness, I'll probably talk about it more. But so far, it seems a little vague.